Let's welcome Ailsa Williams of Sidcot School.
Hi, thank you so much. So I am, my name is Sarah. I'm standing in for Elsa today, but I am very happy to be joined by one of our students, Onyinye, who is, there she is. And I'm going to run through, lovely to meet you all. I'm going to run through a few of the key points about our school, and then I'm going to ask Onyinye a few questions so that you can hear firsthand the experience of a boarder at our school in the UK. So if it's all right with you, I'm just going to try to share some slides. Um, so Sidcot School, if I just tell you very briefly about us, we are a co-educational school. We have boys and girls here. We have a rich history, founded in 1699. Um, and we welcome students from age 3 to age 18. So that's all the way through sixth form, and supporting their journey into higher education, into university or around the world or other routes into work. We have 620 students, 150 of which are boarders. So 24% of our community is international, and we have around 30 different nationalities here. Here are just some of the beautiful grounds that we have. We're set in 150 acres of beautiful Somerset countryside, so lots of opportunities to kind of really experience what England is all about. You'll see that we're at the bottom of the southwest of England, 10 minutes from Bristol International Airport, and very close to the historic cities of Bristol and Bath. It takes us 2 hours on a direct train to London, but we have a school bus service to and from Heathrow Airport at the start and end of each term. I think the key thing about our school is that we are based very much on values. So we're very welcoming to all. We've got respect for friends and family, and it's very important to us that we treat everybody equally. And I'm sure Onyinye will talk a little bit more about that. We seek to support everyone to reach their true potential, and that's academically, but also in pursuing their extracurricular activities and finding ways that they can explore their interests more at school. It's important to us that we protect and nurture our environment, and sustainability is one of our key values. And we also support and embrace peace as something that is very close to our hearts. We celebrate internationalism, and I think that's very important in a school community like ours. And so, for example, that might be members of our boarding community going down to our junior school, and even for the very early years, teaching them about our kind of global world. This is our Sidcot Learning Wheel, which is a kind of visual demonstration of how our values permeate through all of our learning and our education. So it's very important to us that our values are kind of seen throughout the school, even in our lessons, and also in our community. So you'll see there that kindness, empathy, respect, and integrity are very important values that go throughout the school. We have a fantastic arts centre here. It's a really beautiful place to be, and I would recommend anyone coming to visit or to check out the videos on our website if you would like to see more about that. Mathematics is a strength, and we have just renovated our science laboratories, which look really beautiful now. So again, encourage you to have a look. Here's a snapshot of our academic results. We are a school that has various pathways to education. So there's a 1-year GCSE, a 2-year GCSE, and we also in sixth form run A levels, the International Baccalaureate, and also BTECs. So there is lots of opportunity for exploring those. So I'd like to hand over now to Onyinye, who is in year 13, so the final year of our sixth form. Onyinye, you've been here for 3 years now?
Two
No, two
years.
years.
2 years.
Would you mind just sort of telling a bit about your experience at Sidcot and kind of your journey here?
Yes, so I joined Sidcot for sixth form. So I was in a different boarding school in the UK, and then I decided I was going to leave for sixth form. So I'm a boarder, so I came into the like Schoolhouse Girls, which is one of the boarding houses, and it's the biggest boarding house for girls, and it's mostly senior girls. So there are about 60 people in our house, which is quite big. But it's been really welcoming, really nice. Like I've had a roommate from Germany and a roommate from Russia as well since I've been in Sidcot. Now I have my own room because year 13s tend to have single rooms. But whilst I was in year 12, I had a roommate from Germany and Russia. And it was really nice to just sort of like get to know people from around the world and, pick up a bit of their language as well and just learn cultural references as well. So it's nice to interact with people like that. And aside from roommates, obviously there's so many people in the house. Like you meet people in the kitchen, you talk to them in the kitchen, and we'll have like boarding activities or weekends where we'd like take a trip to Bristol to Cabot and we'll go shopping and stuff like that. So there's lots of opportunities for us to sort of bond with each other and get to know each other. And then in school, so I decided to take A level. So I started off with biology, chemistry, maths, and art. So the math, sciences, and art, like Miss was talking about. And it was really nice. Like the art department, like she said, was is so beautiful. Like so many talented like artists at Sidcot. And then the maths department is also really good as well. So lots of like support. Like we do like extra classes during lunch where you can like come in if you want to. It's called Maths Cafe. So if you have like any extra questions or anything, or you did some extra work and you're not sure like how to solve it, they're always there to help. And then the science department as well. Like I wasn't around when before it got renovated, but it's really nice. Like now that I'm here and all the labs are super clean, super nice, and we've done lots of dissections as well. So aside from like the actual like A-level content, like they do try and like go above and beyond to like make it a bit more fun and like do stuff like dissections and stuff like that. So yeah, and I've had the opportunity to sort of like integrate with like day students as well. So, by joining like the netball team, so I get to like play sport as well, which is really good. And I know netball isn't hugely common in Nigeria, but it's actually really fun, quite similar to basketball. Um, so it's really nice to like get into doing like uh sports at school as well and get to know new people. And then obviously just joining societies as well. So when I first came, like some of the like friends I made that were African were like, oh yeah, you should join the African Caribbean Society, ACS. So I joined it and then I kept coming every week and it was really nice to like just have a safe space where we talk about like important values at school and how we can like continue to promote those values at school, like equality, diversity, and inclusivity. And it was really nice to have like the support of like senior leadership team as well, like Miss Lacey, who's like the deputy head pastoral, like she would come in for some of our meetings as well. So she really supported like the values of the society. And it was like, okay, like student voice was like being listened to as well through that society and like other societies at school.
I think you taught us all how to dance.
So we had like I don't remember, yeah, there was one meeting where we had where like the head of junior school came, Miss came, and the Quaker overseer of school came as well. And so it was like our ACS party. So there was like jollof rice, there was like chicken, plantain, beef and stuff. And then JJ taught us like how to dance to Jerusalema, like the step dance. So it was really nice. Like it was just fun, like because we had done a lot of work that term, like promoting equality in school through like educational booklets, Black History Month assemblies, like speaking to the junior school, like having speeches with the junior school and stuff. So it was really nice. And even this year, I know Jemima's done quite a lot of speaking to the junior school as well. And she taught them how to make chapati, which is like a Kenyan dish. So it's really nice, like not just having like West Africans, but also like being able to interact with people from East Africa as well and stuff. And yeah, so it's really nice to have that space to sort of share your culture and like know your voice is being heard, which is something I think is quite unique to Sidcot. Like just like students really having like a huge say in lots of things, like not even just ACS, like things like the food committee, for example, like like I think it's like every term or something where they have a meeting and they talk about like any improvements they can make to school food or anything like that. And then these things like Eco Change Makers Club, where students talk about how they can make the school more sustainable. So it's just like I feel like yeah, like those values like sustainability and equality are really like integral to like everything that is done at Sidcot. So
Thank you
yeah.
so much. That's amazing. We are tremendously lucky at Ohio-Omonkhomion Universal School. She's very modest, but what I think our experience of our students coming from West Africa, East Africa, is that they really throw themselves into the community, get involved, and really take fantastic positions of responsibility, and we love that and really want to support that. I'm very conscious that we've probably reached the end of our time. Is that the case? Just wondering from the team, is that are we kind of at our limit? Are we at our time?
Yes. So we'll just have a bit of a Q&A
Yeah,
session now,
sure.
if that's okay.
Sure, of course.
Okay, good. So I will hand over to Jaye.
Yes, thank you so much for that presentation. Parents, we're here for you, and you're the reason we're doing this. So would very much like to hear from you. Would want to hear from you. If you have any question, it's okay to indicate by raise of hand, or if you indicate by a show of hand, we can allow you to ask your question real life, or you can just drop your questions in the chat room. So while we're waiting for the questions to come in, can I just ask Onye a question?
Yeah.
So Onye, how easy was it for you to blend in when you got into Sidcot?
For me it was good because like I said before, I was already in a British boarding school, so I guess I had sort of like gotten used to the culture a bit. And I also had a friend who was in Sidcot as well, so I kind of there were quite a lot of people who were looking forward to seeing me. So because of my friend. So it was quite easy. But aside from me, like I know other people who found it really easy. Like like because people join like every term. Like some boarders come and do like just programs where they stay for like a term, and what always surprises me is how quickly they make so many friends. Like the other day, like during lunch, like I was looking at this new boy who had joined from I think France or something, I don't know. But he was like, you wouldn't even tell he was new. Like he was like integrated into a friendship group and everything. So I think in general, like it's quite easy for people to settle in. And if you're coming from like Nigeria, West African countries, like there's always like older students who are there to support you, or people your age who are there to support you. Like when I joined, JJ really like tried to like integrate me into his friendship group and stuff like that. So, and eventually I found my own people as well. So, there's always someone who's willing to like help you settle in, even if you're struggling a bit.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so Sarah, um, would you want to talk a little more on pastoral care? And then, for a lot of people in Nigeria, we like to know what the scholarship and bursary provisions is available for parents.
Yeah, sure. So on pastoral care, we have a pastoral team that includes the deputy head pastoral, who Onion you referenced as Miss Lady, and she oversees a team that include a team that are dedicated especially for pastoral, and they are based in our wellbeing hub called Rose Cottage. And that is a kind of safe space separate from the school where students can go if they need either counselling or additional support. That might be just having a chat with someone. It doesn't have to be terribly formal. But it's also, somewhere where extra and additional support can happen. There's a sort of sensory room and a space to sort of just chill out. Pastoral support within the boarding houses, again, Onyeni will probably be able to speak to that better, but there's you have a boarding house parent and also a matron who supports you with your washing and your kind of everyday needs, but your house parent is there to be someone to talk to if you need, and there's a roll call every evening to discuss any issues and to kind of keep each other updated. And then within the education system you have tutors as well. In terms of scholarships, we do have a scholarship programme that can be found on our website, sidcot.org.uk/scholarships. So that's a range of scholarships in kind of academic, but also talents, including horse riding or music or sport or art or drama or design and technology. So there are a kind of range of options there. Our scholarships are tested on ability, so they're very much a kind of talent programme, and you're supported with additional talent opportunities throughout your career at school. If you're looking for a bursary discount route, then that would be via our bursaries programme, and that's means tested, so involves filling out a bursary form and dealing with the finance department, whereas scholarships comes through admissions and through me.
Okay, so we have a question here. How does your school ensure that both day and boarding students receive equal opportunities to thrive?
Oh, that's great. Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, I think in Sidcot, especially because most of the boarding houses are really on site, there's not that much of a divide. I wouldn't say it's boarding and day. I feel like it's kind of just it sounds corny, but it's kind of just sort of one group of students, and everyone's trying to do well, and everyone's trying to support, all the teachers and staff are trying to support all the students. I guess for example, things like for me now at my stage, things like university and visiting universities for open days, it might be easier for a day student because they don't have to sort of plan transport or because their parents can drive them down or something like that. Whereas in boarding, there's quite a lot of forms in terms of logistics and stuff. But Miss Pike is our school counselor in terms of academics and career, a career advisor. And so she always tries to make sure her and Mr. Rudd will try and make sure all the boarders can get to these open days. So for example, on the weekends, they arrange a taxi to go to Warwick for the open day. So just little things like that may be slightly harder for boarders to do. They try and make sure that we still can do. I think those are the main times when there are issues between boarding and day. But other than that, if you just make the effort to join clubs or something like that, it's fine. Everyone's super welcoming. You wouldn't really be able to interact with someone unless you go out there and do the stuff. I said with netball, joining with netball really helped me because that's where a lot of the day student girls they play netball quite a lot, so it helped me kind of talk to them a bit more. Or else I may not have had the opportunity to speak to them, especially in sixth form where everyone's got different classes, different study periods and stuff like that. So yeah, I think everyone's kind of equally paid attention to it. And if there seems to be sort of a divide, then they try and figure out what they can do to help.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so talking about the boarding system, is it strictly termly boarding, or you have an arrangement for weekly boarding or something like that?
Yeah, we do have weekly boarders who go away. To be honest, there are about five of those in the whole community. So most of our boarders are around at the weekend, which obviously means there's a very vibrant community at the weekends here. But yes, it is an option, and also, you know, there are opportunities for the boarders to go and stay for the weekend with day student friends if they have made friends and everyone's kind of signed saying they're happy for that to happen. So yeah.
Okay, so we have another question here. What activities are organized for boarders over weekends?
There's quite a lot, like, because I'm in sixth form, it's hard for me to think of all of them off the top of my head because I'm usually quite busy and I don't sign up. But like a lot of like younger students tend to sign up. Like I know there's like trips to Cardiff, trips to like Bristol, Bath, Wells. These are all just like cities, like places, and they're really beautiful. You can go shopping and like, oh, I know next week Monday because it's like the Chinese New Year. So I know they're planning like a trip to a Chinese restaurant where like you can just sign up and then like you can get like a really nice meal. I went last year, but I'm not sure if I'll go this year. Not because of any reason in particular. I'm so busy. But but yeah, there's lots of things. I know sometimes they do go-karting, ice skating, like, and sometimes there's things in the house. So they had like a great Schoolhouse Girls Bake Off, like where like just you could sign up and then it was like a baking competition in the house and stuff. So or like just biscuit making, hot chocolate night, stuff like that. Like there's just sometimes just cute little things that we do together and stuff. So it's quite a few things.
Interesting, quite interesting. Good. So thank you very much for coming. It's been an awesome time with you. What a way to start the fair. Thank you so much.